Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Fennekin. Today we're going to be looking at this Pitchfork, the media company, the 100 best rap albums of all time listen guides. We ranked the most essential and influential albums of this quintessentially American art form. This list was released today. And by the way, if you hear some background noise, I don't have my headphones in, but if you hear that background noise, it's just lawnmowers or the thing that like people drive, like the thing that with like the blades in it. Yeah, that's what it is. I remember last year, or it might have been 2 years ago, where I believe it was Billboard. It might have been Pitchfork, or no, I think it was Billboard. They released a 100 best rap albums, I believe, and they had "Invasion of Privacy" by Cardi B from 2018 over "Mad Villainy" by Mad Villain 2004 and "Illmatic" by Nas in 1994. I'm saying the years, not like when like the whole list was made, but obviously, because what the fuck? Like, why would the year 2018 be in 2004, and why would 2004 and 2018 be in 1994? But anyways, let's read this whole debacle right here. Don't want to get too far in. I think we're good. Okay. Spinal Tap raised Ozzy Osbourne, Autotune, and OnlyFans. What? Spinal Tap raised Ozzy Osbourne, Autotune, and OnlyFans? Like a 1 out of 10? Alright, Ozzy Osbourne, 10 out of 10. Autotune, if it's done correctly, solid 9.5 out of 10. And OnlyFans, 11 out of 10. Let's read this. If you're within a certain age bracket, you will remember the news being delivered with grave certainty. The iPod is going to end the album as we know it. Yet, for as many 99-cent songs as we purchased in the 2000s, anyone who spent time on the era's file-sharing networks could verify that the LP, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, was still the most important unit for music obsessives, and it has remained so. That is very true. Albums are the venue for the most niche and audacious creative projects. They remain the organizing principle for press cycles and stadium tours. No one has gold MP3s hanging on their studio walls. Unless you're like Flow Rider or something. As hip-hop enters its second half century, the genre is more splintered than ever. This is the most obvious through the lenses of style and regionality. That's true. But the method of delivery is becoming more varied, less legible to the uninitiated. On one hand, digital streaming platforms, which have collapsed the window between fishing a record and distributing it, have fundamentally altered the way some artists build their discographies. On another, some of the most interesting emerging rap music from the past 10 years has languished, commercially speaking, on YouTube. Mixtapes don't make it on to Canal Street or even Dat Piff. Is Dat Piff still around? Dat Piff? Didn't like somebody say like the website? Like I remember like seeing that the website kind of shut down, but I don't know if it's still up or not. I have to go check myself. With one push of a DistroKid button, they're on the phones next to loose singles, celebrated LPs, and everything in between, which is a distributing website, if you don't know. Tempting as it is to view this as part of technology's long, linear creep, it actually resembles hip-hop's 1980s more than it does visions for the far future. Rap's early stars trafficked in singles, which would snake their way through radio mix shows, dubbed cassette tapes, and eventually commercial pressings. Sorry, my mouth is filled with... Sorry, I'm drinking water right now. It's been drinking coffee, that's why I've been drinking coffee, that's why it sounds like that, or like I'm having like, my mouth feels like it's gonna foam up. Albums were padded out with instrumentals and alternate mixes if they were issued at all. Is there more? Alright. Okay, so basically, well, I already seen this. I scrolled too far and then I scrolled back up because I was like, I'm gonna make a video, so this is it. So basically, this is just what it was. So we'll start with this. So Snoop Dogg's debut album, his breakthrough, well, not really his breakthrough, because obviously he was on The Chronic, and then he was on that one track for the Lawrence Fishburne movie that came out in April of 1992, right, with Dr. Dre, because it was a Dr. Dre track. Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style, 1993. This album is very incredible. This album, I believe, sold the most units for any recording artist up until 2003, where 50 Cent's debut album, for a debut album's first week sales, it sold 600 in, I want to say How much is it sold? 660,000 copies, maybe around that time or around that metric. And then 50 Cent came in February of 2003 with Get Rich or Die Trying. That was his debut, and that sold a good portion. How much? Like 800? No, not 800,000. Like 680,000 around that, which is incredible. But yeah, this is Doggy Style, incredible West Coast album. Helped cement 90s West Coast hip hop. Helped cement Death Row. Well, it was already cemented with The Chronic, but this really was like, yeah, this just like knocked it out the park, basically. Doo-Wop, Kane, Underdog, 2018. Okay. This is very hilarious. You just went outside. That's my dog. She's just looking outside right now. Wow, really? Doo-Wop, Kane, Underdog. I'm not really I know who Doo-Wop Kane is, if I'm saying that correctly. I've seen that name before, but I'm not familiar with the whole like this type of thing. I might have to check him out though. No one exemplifies the bootstrap genius of the SoundCloud era like Doo-Wop Kane, who started making rap songs as a literal child and had his first underground hit when he was barely a teenager. The kid from Savannah, Georgia, tweaked out the style of the off-the-cuff home recording popular during this time, bending it to his whims and finding inspiration and novelty through the limitations of his setup. His 2018 album Underdog, released when he was 16, displays the best of this method. Spacey, understand Fruity Looped beats from the 9-9 paired with doo-wops, hypnotic punch-ins. Okay, so like, according, for some reason I read this as Milli Vanilli, and I'm like, what the fuck, Milli Vanilli's, are, are writers for Billboard, or for Pitchfork now? Crazy. Okay, this seems pretty cool. I like that Snoop Dogg inspired cover. Foxy Brown, Broken Silence. I don't really have much to say about Foxy Brown. I know who Foxy Brown is. Obviously, I know she was on Jay-Z's 1996 Reasonable Doubt, right? And she's been kind of running around with that whole late 90s, early 2000s East Coast style. That's all I gotta say. Keith LeBlanc, Major Malfunction. Keith LeBlanc. Okay. Look at next. Matt LeBlanc, isn't that the guy from Friends? That's who I was thinking of when it was like LeBlanc. What? For some reason, when I read this, I was like, what? Like, 1 second. Keith LeBlanc. I feel like that. Oh, he passed away. Okay, rest in peace. Okay, rest in peace. But yeah, when I read that, I was like, man, LeBlanc, the guy from Friends. Alright. Lupe Fiasco, Fahrenheit. Okay, so I think this might be the... I would be shocked if this is the only Lupe Fiasco, because he has this 2006 album, right? Oh, what the fuck is it called? I know it has Kick Push on it, which is like the big hit off that song, but it had a couple other bangers on it. Lupe Fiasco. Food and Liquor. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see like... Lasers on here, right? Is that what it's called? Lasers, his 2011 album? 2010, 2011? Alright, Food and Liquor. An early version of Food and Liquor is already near completion, but while he waited to sign a new deal with Atlantic under the unfulfilled promise that Jay-Z would run the label, momentum had to be established. The result was his Fahrenheit 115 mixtape series, of which its second installment reigned supreme. That's pretty dope. Shout out to Lupe Fiasco, Chicago. Sexy Red Hood Princess. Okay, so we have Bastard and we have Sexy Red. Okay, so let me read Sexy Red first. Hood Hottest Princess. Caught fire, it smolders through. Are we gonna see LP on here? Are we gonna see? I think we're gonna see Run the Jewels on here. I feel like we're probably gonna see. Okay, let me guess the top 10. The top 10 is gonna have Biggie, Ready to Die, Illmatic by Nas, Mad Villainy by Mad Villain, Enter the 36 Chambers by Wu-Tang Clan. I feel like we're probably going to see like Iron Man up there by Ghostface, because why not? Or, maybe Liquid Swords. Or maybe Cuban Links, Raekwon. Maybe, just maybe, Supreme Clientele, the first one. Because obviously the second one came out this year. It's too recent. Even then, I don't even think it would be up on here. I'm trying to think of what else would be up on there. Maybe Straight Outta Compton. Definitely a Public Enemy record. The Great Adventures of Slick Rick. I'm trying to think of early. Oh yeah, absolutely. Eric B and Rakim are going to be up on here. Paid in full, I should say. I'm trying to think who else would be up on here. The Chronic would be up on here, but the thing is, though, Doggy Style's like all the way up there, so I don't even think it would be. Shout out to Sexy Red, Bastard. There's no point getting vulgarity. If this is the only Tyler, I don't think this would be the only Tyler album, right? I don't think it would be. The Bastard was a hurt teenager and made a violent and deranged album to match and mask the pain he felt. Gangstar, Moment of Truth. Is Mass Appeal gonna? No, not Mass Appeal. Is Hard to Earn? I think that's the record, right? Hard to Earn is gonna be up on here. By Gangstar, 1994. Came out March of 1994. What are other albums? I know more than likely an Eminem album is gonna be up on there. I don't know which one though. I'm trying to think of. Potentially the Carter album is gonna be. I don't know which Lil Wayne album would be up on there though. It has to be his 2008 album, right? What was it? The Carter 3? Was it the Carter 3? It was the Carter 3, right? Am I tripping? I know the Carter 1 was 2004, and then Carter 2 was 2005. 2007, I don't know what he did. 2000, yeah, okay. I'm trying to think of what else would be up on here. Oh, like, I'm trying to think of, like, the top 10. I don't know. Paul's Boutique, maybe? Beastie Boys? Alright, so we got Flockavelli, Waka Flocka Flame. This really helped. Lex Luger is pretty much like the beats on here by Lex Luger are incredible. When my little brother died. Aggression, Energizing Ringleader. Cannibal Locks, Cold Vein. Okay, so we're getting some like Def Jux on here. Cool. Cannibal Locks, The Cold Vein. Boozy, Badass, Boozy, Louisiana. We once knew Boozy as the Tupac of the South. Okay, that's a big honor. And like Pac, he was a voice for the voiceless, depicting some of the highs and lows of being a black man from the hood in Louisiana. His 2006 album, Badass, provides a raw, honest, and wide-ranging perspective on street life in the South. Boozy seamlessly flips the switch between songs like Set It Off, which makes you want to belly suplex somebody in the club, and melancholy cuts like Going Through Some Things that makes you want to look out a rainy window while smoking a blunt. I said that in the whitest way possible. My apologies. We got Lil B on here. Both produced by Clams Casino, and I'm God. Yeah, I'm God, man. Shout out to Clams Casino, man. That I'm God production is incredible. 80s Barkley from Berkeley, California, hip-hop iconoclast. Did I say that correctly? Iconoclast, based on the theologian, Ivy League lecturer, and for a moment, the rawest rapper alive. The Jack artist. Mob Figures. Beam Me Up Scotty by Nicki Minaj. Mantronics, the album. Yeah, so we really deep dive into the deeper cuts. We got Nicki Minaj, Beam Me Up Scotty. I'm obviously more familiar with anything she's released, like Pink Friday of 2010. I'm guaranteed Pink Friday is going to be up here. Absolutely. If it's not, I'd actually be shocked. Mantronics, the album, 1985. Shout out to Mantronics. Mac, Shell Shocked. I like that Pen and Pixel album cover. Or is that Pen and Pixel? It would be, right? It has, well, it's not really that style, but just like, I like the font. This is like Pen and Pixel, and then it's just like, it's like someone took, and then they, kind of like tweaked it a little bit. They removed like the filter on the lettering. Like it was in full format, and then they just like gave it like the blending effect so it blends into the background. Because I see this, we're probably also going to see Juvenile. Was it? How many degrees was it? 500 degrees. Was it 500 or 5,000 degrees? I forgot. The No Limit catalog. The mass. Yeah, this is 1998 though. This is when they were doing crazy stuff. Hey, we got sugar free on here. First, there's the obvious: sugar-free's flows, cascading like water over desert rock in the Inland Empire. The cartoon anecdotes from a life spent in pimping in Pomona. How much battery? All right, sorry, I'm just looking at my battery right now. V's Ganger. All right. Main attraction, 808s and dark crypts. I'm just gonna be skimming through because we're just kind of like going through. Got Too Short, Prince Paul, Prince Among Thieves. Shout out to Prince Paul. I forgot what sample it was, but there's a song on here that samples. I forgot what it was. I think DMX or somebody used the same sample. I forgot what it was, but it was a really good sample though. Okay, we're getting some Dipset love. Cameron, all right. Jimmy Jones, Jules Santana. Killer Cam is always dope though. Shout out to Cameron. Dipset, bitch. This is a really fire album. Shout out to the Diplomats, man. Dipset. Oh, cool. We're getting some bread, man. All right. There is a dark side. I'd be shocked if this is the only what we're not gonna get. What, the album from 1992? Right? Your tortilla chip, bitch. Time for some action. Produced almost entirely by Redman and his mentor Eric Sherman. There is a dark side sounds like, shout out to Eric Sherman, EPMD, sounds like the very chaos that would have been necessary to create such a singular rapper. The Newark native, having cut his teeth opening on EPMD tours, was used to winning over rooms full of people who didn't know his name. Right, because obviously Eric Sherman, EPMD, and stuff like that. About Reggie Jackson, Reggie Noble, isn't that his name? Reggie Noble, Reggie Jackson, the Reverend, right? Isn't Reverend Reggie Jackson? No, not the Bishop. Wait, Reggie Jackson. Oh, is he a baseball player? Baseball athlete. 14x All-Star, Hall of Fame. 44 retired by the Yankees, Oakland Athletics. I guess maybe when he played for Kansas City as well. Alright, if you're a big baseball fan, sorry, but okay, Reggie Jackson. When I was thinking of Reggie Jackson, I was thinking of there's no way he's talking about the NBA player, right? Because there's an NBA player that played for the Pistons, the Thunders, and the Clippers by the name of that. The Far Side, Bizarre Ride to the Far Side. Shout to the Far Side. Yeah, shout out to the Far Side, man. Far Side's really dope. Shabazz Palaces. Oh, yeah, this is like a very experimental album. Right, this is like a very unique album. Shabazz Palaces kind of came out around the same time that Ex-Military by Death Grips came out, which I feel like would probably be up on here, maybe. JJ Fad, Supersonic. We got that JJ Fad up on here. Shout out to JJ Fad. Get it, boys. We can't be stopped. Okay, so rest in peace to Bushwick Bill. His son actually followed me on Instagram up until where he unfollowed me because I said I was 18. I guess he just was like, I can't really be following, people that are not family members, which I respect. But rest in peace to Bushwick Bill. Shout out to his son for even following me for like 2 years. He followed me for a long time, actually. And shout out to Houston rap in general, man. Houston rap is dope as fuck. Got Willie D and Scarface up on there as well, man. Scarface is incredible. I feel like we're definitely gonna get. I think is it called The Prefix by Scarface? It's from 2002. I believe we're gonna get that. Arm & Hammer, Rome, Mac Mall, Illegal Business, Jungle Brothers, Straight Out the Jungle. Again, I'm moving along. Jeezy, I know his birthday was like 2 days ago. Shout out to Jeezy. Let's get it. Thug Motivation 101. This deserves to be up on here. Devin the Dude. Honestly, shout out to Devin the Dude, man. Isn't he like somewhat called your rapper's favorite rapper? Every casual stoner rapper you know has some Devin the Dude in their music library. That is very true. Devin the Dude is dope. He's also from MI as well, I believe, right? MI. Alright, cool. We have a Cool G rap album, 456. That Nas song is pretty fire. Fast Life, I believe, is what it's called. Bad Bunny. Yo, he's gonna be at the Super Bowl. Shout out to Bad Bunny. Yeah, Bad Bunny, honestly. I believe he deserves to be up on here. Who else would be up on here, though? Like, other non-American... Not like, I should say non... Like, United States, obviously, because North American, you're gonna have more than likely Drake up on here, obviously. You're probably gonna have... Who else could you have up on here that's Canadian? I don't know. Alanis Morissette, even though she doesn't make hip-hop. The Weeknd, maybe, even though he doesn't really make... No, he doesn't. Houdini, Escape. Friends. Scarface. Okay, cool. We have Scarface the Diary up on here. One second. I'm gonna be right back because I think my thing's gonna. I'll be back. I'll edit this out. Yeah. Alright. I'm back. Bro, what is that? Bro, I'm seeing flying particles. I think it's just the sun. Alright. So, we left off on Scarface the Diary. Alright. Classic Houston rap. Rock Marciano. Markberg. I feel like we're probably not going to see him, but I just realized that Rock Marciano is the name of a professional fighter. And I feel like we're probably going to see Vinny Paz, maybe. JMT on here. Maybe see some JMT. Because that just reminded me of the name. But yeah, Rock Marciano. Shout out to Rock Marciano, man. 8-Ball and MJG on top of the world. Coming out hard. Ball and G landed a national distribution deal with Relativity Records. My label's Relativity. I feel. Are we gonna see Fat Joe in here? Oh shit! Damn, this is low as fuck. I didn't think it was gonna be this low. Dr. Dre, The Chronic, 1992. Big Wheels, Big Spliffs, Big Myths, Big Men. Okay, I guess we're gonna have. Oh, you know what would be up on here then? Kid Cudi then. Yeah, sorry, I'm just like naming a bunch of random albums I feel like are gonna be up on here. But yeah, Kid Cudi is absolutely gonna be up on here. His first album. No, well, is it his? No, that was a mixtape. Yeah, his first album, Man on the Moon, The End of Day, right? Draco the Ruler, Eminem, the ML. Oh shit, I didn't even know the Marshall Mathers LP would be this low. It's at 60. Okay, so we got Eminem at 60. DJ Screw, rest in peace to DJ Screw. 3 in the Morning, Part 2, 1995 at 59. A$AP Rock. Okay, we're getting some Def Jux, the fuck. Def Jux, Definite Jux up on here. Alright, A$AP Rock. It's either this or None Shall Pass. If you're okay, so Public Enemy. Damn, what the fuck? Okay, so this is not gonna be the last time you see Public Enemy up on here. Fear of a Black Planet. Gucci Mane Chicken Talk. Shout out to Gucci Mane. We're absolutely gonna see a Tribe Called Quest up on here. No way. If we don't see it, I'd be annoyed. BG Chopper City in the Ghetto. Juvenile. Oh, this is what it was. 400 degrees. I was thinking of 500 degrees for some reason, but I think it was 400 degrees. What I was saying earlier. Pop Smoke, Meet the Woo, the mixtape. That's pretty dope. I could see it being up on here, but I don't think it should be. Pop Smoke is dope, but I don't think it should be higher than some of the other records. Like, there's a lot of records I feel like should be lower than some other records, in my opinion. The ones that I'm not really talking about are the ones that I just don't really, I've never really listened to, right? I'm not like saying like they're bad or anything. I should check them out, but I just haven't really listened to all of them. Like, for example, like 3 6 Mafia Underground Volume 1. I've listened to some of the tracks on here, right? But I'm more familiar with like the most known unknown, right? Or their 2000 album, or their album like Mystic Styles from 1995, right? Like that old style, right? Even like some stuff like, what was it? It was from 2000 and I forgot what song it was. No, not what song it was. It was I forgot what it is. I think it's from 1997. It's one of 3 6 Mafia's albums, but I could see it being up on here. A lot of the production on here is really dope, though. It was definitely unique for its time, and still is somewhat unique. But a lot of the 3 6 Mafia was the building blocks for a lot of modern hip hop, right? Which is pretty dope. Lil Kim, Hardcore. Are we gonna see your 2003 album? I don't think we're gonna see 2003 or 03 album up on here. But Lil Kim though. Lil Kim not around. The Bed-Stuy native used sex as her framework to explore power, hedonism, reciprocation, loyalty, confidence, and humor without qualification or apology, all in a potent 4'11" package. Damn. Like that straight Mila Kunis type shit. Alright, we got BDP, Criminal Minded. The bridge is over. Ba-da-bop-bop. Alright. It's dope that we have KRS-One, Scott LaRock, and all that shit up on here. Chief Keef, Almighty So. Really? Not his 2012 album, Finally Rich, but his Almighty So album. Oh, man, I like his Finally Rich album more than this. That's just me, though. Okay, I knew we were going to see some J Dilla up on here. J Dilla Donuts. Shout out to J Dilla. Rest in peace. Right. Last donut of the night. Dionne Warwick rubs shoulders with ESG. Madtronics with 10cc. Madcap technical delivery. Devilry, along with the jestful sense of humor, embroiders the edges of his endlessly replayable mix. Artists have been rapping over and trying to replicate Donuts ever since, but Dilla's original, with all the singular and immaculately scuffed style, remains peerless. True. Ooh, Azalea breaks. Broke with expensive taste. Alright. Oh, Azalea. You could have had it all. Not wrong. Okay, I knew we were going to see some Take Care up on here. Maybe Nothing Was the Same was going to be up on here, but I knew Take Care was going to be up on here. Because then isn't it like 95 on Rolling Stone's 500 greatest albums in history? Wild. Again, all these lists are subjective, right? So you're not going to like see like a lot of like underground shit up on here, that more than likely, right? Or even like a lot of shit that is popular, just probably not going to be up on here. Damn. That was weird. 50 Cent, G Unit, 50 Cent is the future. I think this is going to be the only G Unit thing we're probably going to see up on here. Not the Beg for Mercy album. Probably not. Yeah, but I don't think Beg for Mercy is going to be up on here. But we got 50 Cent G Unit though. Forget about 50 Cent's world-stopping debut. The G Unit mixtape 50 Cent is the future is really where he's worried about getting rich or dying trying. Okay, this should be 2011, but 2012 that's fine. I know sorry, I got like that weird census to know dates and stuff like that. Shout out to Danny Brown. Owning a Rap's deep-seated Peter Pan complex. There's a lot of great songs on here. Monopoly, Pox Blood, Die Like a Rock Star. I forget which song was it. It was a well, obviously, like the intro song's pretty fire. What song was it? It was the one. There's obviously Outer Space. Oh God, what was it? It was the one, like a radio song. I think is what it's called. Yeah, this radio song. There's a lot of good shit on here, honestly. This is pretty low. I can see people getting pissed off about this. T-Pab, Kendrick Lamar. There would be no Kendrick Lamar without To Pimp a Butterfly. Its predecessor, Good Kid, Mad City, is of course an enduring masterpiece in its own right. But you don't have to look far to see that one classic doesn't ensure world domination. Matthew Strauss is out here. And Dilets ahead of T-Pab. Cartoonese by fans. Adopted by a whole field of chipmunk rappers spawned into the album's wake. This album might have broken trap music for good, melting it into a puddle of bleeds and hiccups that hit like ASMR whispers and triple sounds. Missy Elliott, The Real World. Missy Elliott. Is this the only Missy Elliott album we will see up? Bro. This album isn't bad. But dude, Missy Elliott has better records, bro. Her album that released 2 years before in '97 was better. If it's not on here, I don't know. David Drake, come on, man. Run DMC, this is not their debut, right? Their debut came out a year before. Run DMC, Lil Wayne, The Drought 3. Okay, cool, we got some more Lil Wayne up on here. But this is a really good album. E1999 Eternal transmutes the listeners into a fly on the wall of a crowded confessional booth. Yeah. You know what I haven't seen? I've not seen a single Wu-Tang Clan album. I've seen Paul's Boutique, which I did say would be up on here, but I didn't think it would be this low though. Right? How much isn't it like? Wasn't there like something like if this album released today, it would be the most expensive album made, primarily because of the samples? Yeah, this came out before the whole. What was it? The Bismarcky, rest in peace, and that Irish singer, forgot his name. Like it was like the suing thing or whatever, the copyright thing. Yeah, this came out before that, I believe. Speak of the Devil of Wu-Tang. Got Jizza, Liquid Swords. 1995, perfect album, incredible. E40 in a major way. E40, we got E40 up on here. Shout out to E40. Hey, we got some DMX up on here. It's dark and hell is hot. In the late 90s, DMX drove fast cars without a license and rapped like someone who drove fast cars without a license. That is true. Rest in peace. DJ Quick, Rhythm All-ism. DJ Quick, Rhythm All-ism. I hear more people talk about the 95 DJ Quick album than the 98 DJ Quick album. After Tupac and Biggie's death, DJ Quick knew things needed to change. Already a beloved rapper, producer, mixing engineer, the competent all-rounder had no more interesting negativity and focused on crafting his sumptuous, feel-good record, Rhythm All-ism. Yeah, EPMD, Strictly Business. We got some EPMD up on here. Capone and Noriega, The War Report. Ka, Rest in Peace, Descendant of Cain. UGK, Riding Dirty. Project Pat, Mr. Don't Play, Everything's Working. I like this album cover so much for some reason. I don't know, it's just like the green aesthetic. Jay-Z, The Blueprint. Wow, I'm actually shocked this is pretty low. H to the is O, E to the is A. Yeezus by Kanye. Alright, I think we're gonna see like 2 other Kanye albums up on here. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and maybe The College Dropout or Late Registration. One of those. But yeah. Send it up. Hey, we got Mos Def on here. Black on Both Sides. New World Water, Hip Hop, Mathematics, Miss Fat Booty. Udi Says, got New World Water, Johnny Cash, Roseanne Cash, Johnny Cash, Roseanne Cash. Earl Sweatshirt, Some Rap Songs, 2018. So, okay, it's going a little too far because that just exposed that NWA is 24 and Earl Sweatshirt's 25. Some Rap Songs, a very unique album. It was a very heartbreaking album, honestly. It's obviously not his most heartbreaking, obviously, because, you know, I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside is even darker, but this is definitely like a unique album. Straight Outta Compton by NWA. Slick Rick, okay, yeah, okay, so I knew this would be up on here as well. Goody Mob, Soul Food, CeeLo Green, Big Gip, Cujo, and T-Mo. Organized Noise and Outkast, like all the Southern Dudgeon family. Yeah. Damn, I didn't know it was gonna be this low. The Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die. I didn't know it was gonna be this fucking. Wow. De La Soul. Balloon Mind State. Yeah, I know they make these lists to like piss people off, and again, I know it's like one person doing it, but Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, 1993. Okay, so if these are not in the top 10, what the fuck would be in the top 10 then? Because I figured this would be in the top 10, this would be in the top 10, and this would like edge out like maybe like 11 or something like that. But god damn, dude. Okay, we've only seen 2 Wu-Tang Clan albums up on here. That's concerning. Hey, what the fuck, man? I thought this would be in the top 10 as well, but I guess not. What are we missing? I'm just gonna pull out my ass and we're like, oh yeah, we're probably gonna have like a fucking, I don't know, maybe a Gorillaz album up on here. I don't know. They don't even make hip hop, like full blown hip hop. They have hip hop elements, but they don't have like full blown, right? Damon Albarn shit. Okay, this is a good pick. I like the Operation Doomsday album. Question Mark, Curious George, Red and Gold, The Finest with Tommy Gunn, obviously Rhymes Like Dimes, Doomsday, all good songs. Future DS2, okay, cool. We got the Future DS2 album on here. I figured the Future was going to be up on here, but I just didn't want to like say outright because I wasn't sure which Future album. I wasn't sure if it was going to be this or like the Drake album he collaborated with. Okay, we got Raekwon, Only Built for Cuban Links, 1995. Man. Okay, so if this is not in the top 10, so we're really, okay, so I'm like 0 for what, 6 with my top 10s, because I figured, no, 0 for 7, because I said Eminem would be in the top 10, because I just assumed he would be, but I guess he's 60, so. Are you ready for this Def Jam tour? Is Busta Rhymes gonna be up on here? Maybe. Okay, what the fuck? So, okay, so maybe their album from a year before is probably gonna be up on the top 10, but the Low End Theory not being up on here, that's wild. Good Kid, Mad City. Okay, I get why this is up on here. Shout out to Good Kid, Mad City. This is an incredible album. Really, this is higher than. Okay, this is higher than his Ready to Die album. I don't think so, but this is not bad though. I guess in terms of like popularity, maybe popularity. Sure. Let me guess. Number 10 is like fucking. What would number 10 be? Stevie Wonder's songs, The Key of Life, even though that's not a hip hop song. Maybe Mad Villainy. Okay, I figured it was going to be Mad Villainy, but I want Mad Villainy to be a little lower, but I just wasn't sure. God, so what is Igor going to be up on here by Tyler the Creator? Is fucking. Oh, you know what? I forgot The Infamous. The Infamous is going to be up on here. Absolutely. If The Infamous is not up on here, I'm going to be pissed. Mad Villainy by Mad Villain. Fire. Aquemini by Outkast, 1998. This album celebrated its 27th anniversary yesterday, I believe, right? But this is a pretty solid album. Aquemini. Clips, Hell Hath No Fury. Okay, I can see why Clips is up on here. This is not my favorite Clips album. I like Lord Willin', right? Was it that? From 2002. Lauryn Hill, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Makes sense on why it'd be up here. I'm surprised we didn't get the score up on here by the Fugees. Rich Gang, The Tour Part 1. Balance, Wandering Star, and Century. I'm just gonna. Okay. Illmatic by Nas is 5th. So is The Infamous gonna be higher? Okay, I knew Supreme Clientele was gonna be up on here, but I didn't think it was gonna be this fucking high. 4? I mean, it's a good album, but you know, Stroke of Death, baby, Stroke of Death, and that song with RZA. That's one way to like not get sued for a sample, I guess. I don't fucking know, or like to just like not clear a sample. Okay, I knew Juvenile was gonna be up on here, but damn, this is pretty. Okay, so whoever is this, they're probably from Atlanta. Like the people that like curated this whole thing, they're probably from like the South. Okay. All Eyes on Me. Okay, so I'm gonna guess number 1 is Infamous, or number 1 is just something. All Eyes on Me by Tupac. Number one. What is it gonna be? Food. Okay, so Food, The Infamous by Mobb Deep. God, what the fuck am I missing? Oh my god. It's probably gonna be like some bullshit, maybe. God, I'm trying to think of what would be a number 1. I don't know. Those are my 2 guesses. Okay, The Infamous. Okay, cool. Really, this is the greatest hip hop album of all time. Damn. So yeah, this was the 100. What was it? 100 best rap albums of all time. We got one Outkast album up on here. No ATLians, no Stankonia, nothing. Just okay. I like that art though. That art is pretty cool. So yeah, this was my reaction to this list. What an interesting list. Got not much to say other than wow. Shocker.